Okay, here we go. A race to 7 to see who's going to be in the final. The final will follow both semi-finals. And it's Ruiz, out of the 4 guys playing here, who has won this trophy before. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it.
First track, race 7, Ruiz break.
Yeah, the 9 ball was moving. Cue ball near the corner pocket. He stayed on the table. What have we got here, Scott?
Yeah, I don't exactly know. Maybe just edge off the left side of the 2. Maybe use the 6 and 7. Problem is, if you edge off the left side of the 2 and it doesn't get cover, meaning the cue ball, the 3 is near the 2. That's his biggest concern, most likely, so. Well, this is what Chua does, Carl. He's been doing it for, well, most of his life, really. The long ball.
Yeah, it's very tough. Striking down on this cue ball. Is he going to try and dig into it as well? He's got to avoid side pocket. Or would you just look at that? It's arguably the shot of the semi-final. We've only just started. What a beauty.
Yeah, how do you elevate like that and then drag the ball the way he did softly into the bottom of the 3?
Yeah, created a really good chance now. What a beautiful opening shot at the start of this semi-final. He hit it so pure. Yeah, back out to middle of the table. Kind of sends a message, this. You can't hit a ball any better jacked up. Neuhausen's going to take rack 1 over on table 2. I know Chua and Capito have played really consistent all week, but I think what Neuhausen's done today has been sublime. There it is. Opening blood goes to Chua, and it was all about the opening 2 ball.
Yeah, one of the best shots of the tournament. Directly over the 6. Look at the low rotation on this ball. Really stops just about at contact to where it drags to the 3. look at that hair this guy's got. I'm a little jealous of the hairdo. Jeremy Jones is with us as well. Jeremy, are you jealous of his hairdo? Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm jealous of both of their hairdos.
I'm okay, boys. I'm not. I'm just hanging on in.
You got plenty of hair. That's probably why.
Yeah, there's a few greys sneaking through, though. There will be after this week. 8 days. Chua's got the gel on to date freeze. He didn't have it on yesterday. You spotted that?
He's up for it. Obviously, after that 2-ball that he just made from distance over the 6, he's definitely up for it. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if these guys realize it's a race to 7. They've played so much pool.
Yeah. Let's watch for the handshake after 5 racks. One of the referees is going to have to tell them, lads, it's a 7. Every ball going in the meaty part of the pocket for Chua. No more chances, no more matches, no more opportunities to climb the league table. This is it. Win, you're through. Lose, you go home. This is what these guys are used to. All or nothing in the match.
Needs to run. Did it get there? I believe so.
Yeah, I guess he wanted that angle to get across to make the 6 a bit easier.
Hey guys, do you know if there's a way we can get Jeremy or the mic? We can hear him on the headset. We can hear him on the headset.
Johann, Chua. One of the best shot makers we have. Throws one in.
Yeah, really flat here on the 5. I believe it does bank to the lower right past the 7, but looks like you could wedge him up behind it as well. No, I don't think you can get to the bottom half of the 5 here. Here's what I will bet on. Whatever he shoots is probably going to be the right play.
I think you just got to get him on the inner rail with the cue ball here and get the 5 out in space. I mean, just really isn't much anything else there.
Yeah, good call. That was the last move right there of him, and I don't think he's given enough of the 5, but if he has, it could cost him with the 7 there.
I think he can make it, or it's real close, and maybe he uses the 7 to hold the cue ball. But maybe trying to get a bit much, trying to put the 5 underneath. The problem is when you do that, you're going to leave him some kind of nice kick or some kind of maybe rail first shot. I think I would have allowed to put the 5 out in the middle of the end rail more.
Yeah, that tells us he can't make it, so the touch there really, really solid to cut him off from the bottom half of the 5. So now forced to either come from the bottom rail or the right long rail. Which one do you like, Double J?
Obviously, the hit is a higher percentage off the bottom, but not as much future. And if you're feeling good, a cross gives you a little more separation, but you can't argue this and just let it rip, I think. I'm surprised he went soft there. Not saying it won't work, but I thought it was asking a lot.
Yeah, and I believe the 5 is on to the left here, so real good chance to get up 2 games to 0.
Yeah, if I had that kick and I had a chance to move the 5 and the 8, really try and create some luck, I think I go at it.
FSR and Chua have already played a match today. FSR got the better of him 5-3. FSR has also beat Capito 5-1 today and Neuhausen 5-1.
Coming with an inside ball here, just straight up.
Day 1, you'd say you'd have to draw this. Here on day 8, you could roll it with English, or you could get into the ball, whichever you like.
Okay, Chua, the second time in this rack, finally wins it. It's 2-0. Good thing with a race to 7 is obviously it gives FSR a little bit more breathing space, a bit more time to come back if he gets off to a bad start.
Yes, it's winner break. Winner break, yes. Second red.
I believe they just realized it's a race to 7.
Pretty unlucky scratch there, and FSR now with a good chance with ball in hand to get on the scoreboard. He's got some work, but yeah, nice safety there from Capito on table 2.
Not thrilled with where he left himself, FSR, just because he's stretched now and doesn't want to be stretched again on the pink. That's why he's drawn it back as far as he has. A little light. You could see it in the arm there as well. Maybe after release realized it wasn't quite far enough.
great line and speed on the cue ball there. Should be able to keep the cue ball off the rail when gaining position for the 7 to the 8.
You can really tell this is the business end of this tournament now. We've seen it all this week, haven't we, fellas? We've had the seriousness, we've had the laughs, the jokes. We've seen it all over it. We've seen the tantrums, the joy. Even Capito threw his cues yesterday. Seems like the calmest man in the building.
Yeah, those are the ones you've got to watch out for.
FSR, a former winner of this event, is off and running. Let's have a look in on table number 2. We've just been talking about Capito. It's one apiece. He's at the table. Jeremy, he's looked good all week, Capito, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's looked super solid and just confident all the time at the table. Showed a little, maybe a little funny emotion that I didn't expect, just because of how things have been going. No reason to really be too upset, I don't think, but he's recovered from it. And, you know, it happens. He's broke the balls really well. I thought that little warning he got about a potential soft break situation worked on picking up the speed on the break, and I think he's really ready for these semifinals and possible finals. And I think just 4 or 5 weeks' time at the UK Open, it sets up well for him there also. But the table's usually pretty tough.
Yeah, last year UK Open in Telford. Pockets were playing really tight, and Capito was the winner of that tournament. And obviously we know these are just under 4 inches and just seems to suit his game. The break of FSR that we've become so familiar with. Not going to pay off this time, but he's still hit a good break.
Yeah, really giving the 8 a lot of attention here. Felt like he could just draw straight out of this, but looks like he's got to go forward now. So does he want to miss the 9, Capito?
Okay, it's our league leaders for the last 4 or 5 days, what seems for such a long time, that are leading both of these semi-finals. It's a little tricky one, this, for Fran.
Yeah, I guess. Easy to hit too thin. Now that's played thin, can't blame him, but it doesn't have the pace. You're looking to knock this up just right of the green 6 and use the 9 pink. He's got a huge wall over there. The 8. Does he get it all the way up table, Jeremy, or does he just keep it on the right side?
I don't think he goes all the way up, but I guess he is. I don't mind that there. You can kind of see how the 6 and 8 are kind of toggled right there, where you have like probably a foot of space to place the 2 ball.
Fran's bringing the jump cue with him.
I like the 2 rail kick from behind with the 5 there. I really think there's action trying to make the 5. Plus, you can kick safe pretty easily.
Yeah, and it's his forte as well. I don't think anybody hits that 2 rail kick better than Fran, so maybe just a bit overlooked. Once again, though, you can't fault his decision.
he was pretty confident he could control the 2-ball, and that was the main goal there. A little bonus getting the complete snooker.
Yeah, we've seen that shot a few times this week. Players controlling the object ball with the short stick. Can you get in behind, kick and stick here? Gotta bend it.
Big reward. You can come in full.
Oh, nicely done. What a reply. Maybe an edge there.
And if he's left a piece here, it doesn't have to be where the 5's making for a big pocket in the upper right. If he's left a piece, I think you got to edge it and run the cue ball. Put the 2 on the side rail.
Now he's doing the bend as well. Might get the back door on the 9.
Oh, wow. I mean, how do you like that? Chua would have thought he was going to have a pot here. Instead, going to go over the 9. Has he fluked it? Yes. Where's the 8-ball? Where's the cue ball?
Yeah, pretty wild there. I think the 2 went off the 8, which moved the 8 out into center space, and then stuck the cue ball.
How do you make the 2 off the 8 there? That was wild.
And there was just a sliver of the 8 with all that speed. It only moved about a foot up the table. Thought him 3 rails from behind here. A little bit of speed.
And maybe the speed's what got him there, just tightened up on him just a bit.
Yeah, a bit of good luck and a bit of bad luck. Cue ball off a couple of rails. Playing the 8 in the side.
And it looks like he has a choice. He can go to either side of the 9 here, it appears. Down to the bottom cushion and back up.
Yeah, this is ideal. He's on the money. FSR ties it up at 2s. Let's have a look in on table 2. Maurice is at the table. He's got a tricky shot here, though, JJ.
Yeah. I don't know if he tries to open or play short side. I kind of like the opening him from this angle, but he's feeling pretty confident, I'll tell you. Now he can evaluate. He plays the safety. I wouldn't rush this.
Yeah, and it was this very rack. JJ played a kick on the 2. completely locked Capito up. That's how he gained position here.
And the in-rail kick is not bad here off the top cushion. Just go one rail at it with like a, you know, medium speed.
Neuhausen started the day with a loss to Robbie Capito. Then he beat Johann Chua. Then he lost to Ruiz.
Well, look at this kick 3 into the right middle, Carl.
Nine ball's moving. Oh, and so is the cue ball.
Yeah, the cue ball snipped the bottom of the 9. Looked like he might have had some action there, but produced a scratch. And tricky little starting shot here, even with ball in hand.
Yeah, so Neuhausen obviously done something wrong in this rack because he was at the table, and it's Capito who takes a 3-1 lead. He's done well, Neuhausen, though. I mean, he's had to beat Jason Shaw and Yap in his last 2 matches to get through to this stage, to the semi-finals.
Yeah, Carl, I believe he was trailing 3-0 versus Yap and come on really strong, which gave him the fuel to beat Shaw.
It's a super power draw here, right where underneath where he's standing, 3 rails underneath the pink.
Yeah, he's not frightened to let it zip.
A little surprised he didn't just come down to the bottom rail with the power draw there.
Yeah, the 2 up in the corner was not bad.
Yeah, looking at it, I guess, well, he's going to go to the air here, so maybe, just maybe he can recover. Landed on top of it, overamped, possibly a result of the power draw that maybe got away from him. I just don't understand why he would play to the short side of the 2 when he had the entire upper left corner. So maybe just got into it a bit more than he meant to.
Yeah, it is an extended race to 7, but kind of remember that shot later on with ball in hand.
Yeah, through the gap with a cue ball. Green 6 goes in the side, okay. Leaves the cue ball where the purple ball is. An easy get on the brown 7.
Yeah, you don't want to end up too thin on the 6, right? To where you have to manufacture something. He wants to get thick enough to where he can really either pull the cue ball or just go forward. I would assume he's going to pull it to the short side. Almost acted like he missed that ball for a minute.
Yeah, I think he's perfect here. Just go ahead and draw to the rail. If you happen to get a hair funny, you don't want to, but you probably can go into the 8. You want to be able to stop, maybe play the 8 in the side after knocking in the brown, but get off this cushion, that's the main one.
Yeah, a little steeper than he wanted to be, really. An easy shot right there, that 6, to kind of let up on it and get below the 7. He got into it too good.
Extension call.
Trying to go towards the 8 here. Yeah.
Okay, FSR takes the lead for the very first time. Neuhausen's at the table. He was 3-1 down. Still 3-1, but he is at the table. Good chance here. Just got to knock this brown in that corner, float down for the 8 in the side, and he's won another rack.
And you should see the shot he just played with his opposite hand, with the left hand. Pretty strong what he just came with on the green 6.
Switching it up. It's a useful asset to have on a pool table. Yeah, young Maurizi closes the gap. Scott, we've been impressed with Mauriz all week, haven't we? It's the first time he's played in the PLP, and I'm sure he's experienced things this week that he never thought were possible.
Handled it really well, in my opinion. I was just telling Jeremy just not long ago, a couple hours ago, that in my opinion, top 4 breakers throughout the week consistently. And then not only that, kind of like FSR, a little bit silent, but just continuously doing damage.
Yeah, Double J, do you feel like the right 4 men are in the semis? Kind of feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think Shaw was hitting the ball really, really well. I think Yap, you know, just little things got away from him, or maybe were out of his hands. But yeah, I mean, Moritz showed up. Top 2 were definitely the ones. FSR, again, quietly went by his business, but Moritz in crunch time came with it, especially after, I think, losing his first match today.
It was almost kind of the dynamic of the 2s, right? You've got Ruiz and Moritz who kind of quietly made it happen, but then you've got Chua and Capito who were just really standing out to everyone all week.
Yeah, just a small technical issue, but it's all good. Here we go. FSR to break. Pay attention to the cue ball. He likes to get it arcing below the 9. Sometimes it'll hit the 9 and draw all the way back up table.
Well, a good call. Look at this kiss. He didn't come off the 9, but he came off another ball with that draw. We'll get another look at it. What a brutal kiss to the top right.
Yeah, he does that more than any other player on the break. Gets that cue ball spinning up.
He had a clean look at the blue until that treacherous kiss. Now going to be forced to most likely roll out here to a jump shot, JJ?
No, I don't think so. I roll out by the pink, make sure the 2 doesn't cut in the side before I play the jump. I think, anyways.
Okay, my concern with rolling out by the pink is that the 8's huge cover there.
Yeah, but you're not going to get sewn up. That's the difference in today's game. They really kick really well. They jump really well. You know, all those shots where they bang the ball away and kind of hold the cue ball with the jump cue. And I mean, I'd rather do that than take on a thin cut in the jump out of the corner there. I mean, myself anyways. Now, maybe you push out to a little better jump, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'd meant, right? But I totally get it. I just don't think that Ruiz is ever getting this back with the 8 where it was.
He's left a gap here.
Got it a bit thick, no doubt.
Yeah, there's a little gap there. All depends on how much of the blue ball Frank can see.
I kind of thought he'd bank the 2 down up to the top rail and use that 8 ball like Scott talked about. It looked fairly standard. Now this one here, if he had laid it down, could have been a little tougher kick to get at. And maybe thinking of the jump, taking away the jump.
Yeah, both good points right there, actually. That's probably his thought process with the way he went here, is keeping the jump away.
Well, that's something that I think is a little more ingrained with the players today than maybe a few of us from years ago.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that either.
Yeah, here we go. This is a Chua special. He'll psych himself up for this. He'll ram it in the cue ball off the top rail and back down. Here we go. Gearing the cue up.
Yeah, he's following forward with power. Well, we teed him up for a great shot. Let us down.
Yeah, saw it in a match or two ago with Chua. A little bit of body movement there going forward. Seems like when he's adding a little more speed, the body's moving occasionally. Tough shot, though. I mean, you know, we say Chua special because he usually knocks them in.
Yeah, the mistake, though, was give Ruiz a good chance to open up a 2-rack lead. And he'll have won the last 4 racks. Chua won the opening 2.
Yeah, maybe that's got something to do with the long 2 ball, right? Sometimes when you don't get a really clean look at an object ball for a while, the stroke gets a little different. You don't want to think like that with these elite players, but it happens to all of us.
Yeah, that's nice. Just float the green 6 in now. Likes to do a lot of body movement through. He's got these little quirky things he does after he's hit the cue ball.
It's kind of funny. We were just talking about it during the break or the intermission. He acted like he doesn't even know he's doing it. I mean, I guess that's a lot of what body movement is. You don't really know you're doing it, right? There's always a lunge after contact with Ruiz.
Well, we've been playing for 8 days, 16 sessions. This is the semi-final, and Ruiz and Chua have won 124 racks each. Let's have a quick peek over at table 2. Neuhausen's in jail. He's got the short cue. Wow, I believe he was trying to hit it and pot it in the far left, and that's actually the second ball he's fluked in this rack.
You gotta love it, right? He's trying to catch it going in, caught it coming out. Almost a 100-to-1 shot to the left center.
Yeah, we know how tight the sides have been all week, so that's literally going clean. This needs to slow down, though. Well, we'll keep you... well, I think we'll do the split screen, actually. Stay with this shot for a second. Still gone for the cut. Yeah, this is all right. Doesn't want to be straight on the 6. grinding away. Neuhausen.
Yeah, we talked about these types of shots earlier today that they would come up. Ain't no two ways about it. You got to figure out how you want to shoot it. You got to attack, I believe. Gonna go into the 3, looks like. Probably realistically his best option, especially if that's a little more preference on how to shoot the 2, also with a hair of outside spin.
Yeah, it's so thin. I think the extreme outside is probably called for here. Just go into the 3. I don't know what speed he wants to go at, but you don't want to lose accuracy on the 2. In the meantime, hard to believe he'd play a safety here. I think he's got to go. Might just stay with a flat ball back and forth. A little more accuracy. He can miss the 3.
Yeah, just back and forth. Not a lot of pockets there. Well, I felt like take your chance. He's trying to get above it. Okay, that was an option.
Neuhausen's landed on a funny 9-ball over on table 2. He's not really at position once. He just keeps slamming the balls in.
Yeah, and that's the only one that matters. Tied up at 3 games apiece over there on table number 2.
Yeah, don't forget, if you've been watching all week, it's now a race to 7. Also the final, race to 7.
Yeah, JJ, that ball always looked a little thin.
Yeah, it seemed like when you're coming out of the pocket with a cue ball or coming near or tight quarters, easy to maybe direct the cue ball here and take your eye off the pot on the blue too. And he was always in question if it was going.
Keep it in your hand, Fran.
Yeah, the pink and the 9. Looking in a pretty good spot. The hook for Chua. Jacked up a little bit though, yeah, he's jacked up a lot. Over the brown 7.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of what Fran did right there is the cue ball over the 7. You can see why. Little miss hit, girl.
Yeah, Chua's been flawless for 8 days, really, when you think of the amount of pool he's played. But he's having a little wobble here in the semi-final.
Yeah, where it's kind of the opposite. I don't want to say Fran struggled, but he's just kind of quietly gotten better as he's gone. Maybe it's a case of the opposites, right? Where Chua's played amazing and it's hard to keep it up, and Fran is just starting to get into his own.
Yeah, probably we're part to blame because we put so much sort of emphasis on the league leader. You're constantly talking about him. And if my memory serves me right, weren't Fran in a spot of bother early on in the week?
Yeah, I actually think he was in 11th or 12th at one point. Early.
Yeah.
When I say early, I'm talking the first couple of days. And we talked about that a little bit.
Well, the year he won it, he was way behind starting out. And that was in the midst of his, 18 months of robbing the world playing 9-ball pool, and kind of just expected him to come on, and he sure did, and he took down the title.
Yeah, maybe it was more around the 8th to 10th position consistently.
Yeah, maybe we're being a little harsh. I've just had a little nosy back. It's actually a week ago, the league table I've found. A whole week. And after 3 matches played, he was in 10th. He won 1. It's not like disastrous. I knew we were low down, though.
Yes, I mean, somebody's got to be there, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think, is more that he didn't play his best pool. He had chances in some of those early matches and didn't quite get it done. Hey, this is where it matters. Of course, it matters to get there. But Fran's going to pick it up, especially if his opponent shows a little weakness. And that's what's happened the last couple games.
Yeah, and then just looking at the league tables from there on in, he was hovering around 5th, 6th, 7th, 4th. So that's when that's what we're thinking of. Yeah, 5th again. So he's been around that mark.
Kick safety here that may serve ball in hand. This is a tough hit from Morris Newhausen.
Yeah, are you looking to maybe just try to tie something up? But I'm not even seeing that as the real problem.
If he wasn't righty, he could reach it to maybe bend it off the bottom cushion in between the 9-6 back at that blue 2, but
Let's sweat the cue ball here. Yeah, below the 9. And he's going to get a thin cut on the blue 2. Look at the pink 4 and the 5, though.
a little bit of awkward cueing. I think if that wasn't the case, he would go here. Maybe he gets an angle on the 3 to open the 4-5. I think the safety's going to happen, though.
Is he just looking to get tied up behind the 7 here? Yeah, he's overhit it, found the gap. That's kind of the worst case scenario because he's laid the 2 near the pink. So if Chua, if he can find cover here, he can open those up at the same time.
Yeah, you got to be careful doing that. You got to really be confident you're going to get the snooker if you're going to open these, because otherwise you're opening up for Fran.
3 or 4 shots for Chua from being 2 up. Not there, are they? They're just not there.
Yeah, just really actually a little weak. After that long ball that he made on the 2 over the 6, it's kind of all gone downhill.
Yeah, and here you just lay him up on the pink, I think. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. And all I can think is maybe the camera's fullness and it's not any good to go on the pink. I mean, this is like pretty easy here, I think.
No, I think he's okay, Jeremy, with your shot. He's probably just second guessing himself on the safety with distance.
Yeah, you could double bank it and stun forward behind the pink. 4-5's got a lot of cover with that also. Yeah, that was all day the shot. I mean, you're getting the 2 in a good position.
Well, sometimes you just have a bit of a brain freeze out there, don't you?
Yeah, I think his concern was maybe catching a piece of the paint going in, so just really wanted to dial it in. Because if you do edge the paint there, you can leave the 2 open. So
Got to hit this. He's got to get lucky. I don't know what happened there. Was it a foul? Was it good? Well, the cue ball's going to go in, so that decides the fate.
yeah, and it was a foul. Did catch the purple first.
Foul.
Yeah, I think the referee spotted it. Anyway, worrying times, isn't it? Even before that shot, Chua just not hit his last 4 or 5 shots good at all.
Over time, from what I've witnessed with great players that are real big shot makers versus somebody that's a little bit more versatile and consistent like FSR, and I'm not comparing the two. But that being said, there are times where somebody with a little looser cue ball could struggle under the gun. Maybe that's the case. Maybe fatigue finally just coming down on him. Maybe it's a little bit of everything.
I think, I guess it's just 9-ball pool, right? He's played so exceptionally well. I mean, it is the semifinal. That could have a little something to do with it. But it hasn't been the crazy shot he missed. It's been some of the routine things, I think.
Speed looks great. It is great. He'll take that all day long. No need to play it in the side unless the fact that he's there and it just looks a real bigger pocket. I suppose back in the day, 5-inch bags, you're slamming it in the top, aren't you? But now playing it long, maybe a different mindset.
Yeah, what a big swing we've had, right? Chua leading 2-0, coming with the long balls, and all of a sudden, 6 in a row from FSR. Who could have predicted an alternate break format?
Yeah, I can't remember what happened in the second rack, but I feel like Chua did something great there and all, didn't he?
Well, if you remember at 2-0, I believe it was, is when he had ball in hand on the 1 and he decided to draw 3 rails behind the pink to get onto the blue 2 and had other options there, I think.
Yeah, maybe the flair and the shot making. Maybe catches him out from time to time. By the way, Capito on table 2, I know you can't see it, but he just played a full table combo and hit it as pure as you like.
Yeah, but JJ, you're actually right on the money, right? He could have drawn to the bottom end of the table and kind of just tried to get to the short side of that too. And really, since then, it's been all Fran.
Yeah, and he's got to sweat a Ruiz break hit. Fran's on the hill. I'll tell you what, Fran would love to get this match over with right here, because then he's going to get a little bit more time to himself as the other semi-finals still being played.
I feel like everything he's done to get to this point's been tactical. Even the quiet movements and wins that he's had. I think he's reserved a lot of energy.
And he's got the left side of the blue too, and he's, just like the European Open that I saw, really got that break working, able to pick up the speed, and that's gotten better and better.
Yeah, that break shot there, that is the Ruiz break, isn't it? When this break rule was changed a couple of seasons ago. Players voted it in, by the way. It was nothing to do with myself, Scott, Jeremy, or, the bosses at the WNT. It was all the players. They had a vote. They voted this in, and he was the man, FSR, who figured it out quicker than anyone.
Yeah, he's really good at spinning the ball, but he's had a couple misses today with that type of shot. So thought he might float it with spin and go 2 rails at the 6, but I think he wants to go all the way around.
Yeah, it's this very ball that he missed, Jeremy. The last one that I could remember, but he did great coming around.
Oh, that's perfection there, dodging. The real ball to dodge was the purple 5, and watch it right underneath his cue stick. Just goes right around it off the 3rd cushion. All right, a little short side here. Keep it natural. Couple rails for the purple in the lower left is kind of what I see.
Yeah, when you say short side, you mean send the cue ball onto the right-hand side of the table.
Yeah, it'll open up off the 2nd rail, right? Shouldn't have any trouble getting there.
Gotta go. Some players like to catch the 3rd rail.
Most of them do. I would think you can control the pace a little bit more, hit it a little firmer.
Yeah, Capito got out there. Now a 5-3 lead. All right, that's a big ball. Probably ends our match, that 5 ball right there.
Tell you what, he's really dialed. Everything looks good. Gonna be tough to beat in the final. He gets through this.
From being 2-0 down to arguably the greatest player this week in league format, FSR is through to another final with a 7-2 win over Johann Chua. He's won it before and he's in another final. Great performance, lads.
Yeah, give it to FSR, but gosh, just looking at them shake hands, you've got to feel a little bit for Chua there, right? He has really performed all week and really been the talking point for most of the week, in my